So quickly we try to make this recording. We've tried to post the other way. It worked always before when we make the recording and then we make the video. But we're going to try it this way now, and we have some things to say to you. First of all, Lainey and Karen, they you don't see them as they really are, and that one photograph was photoshopped because we always had people trying to hurt us, everything. They were murdered. I was with them when they were murdered. Those are two blood aunts and my adopted mothers, and Mr. Sid, and they took care of me and helped to raise me. And Mr. Sid, and one, you could say with the dads, that one is actually the wife of our Turkish uncle, Uncle Dad, that you can see, Mr. Sid. And the other one is wife of another one of our beloved royal relatives, and our beloved Abadod Rabbi Nasik Sergey. And because of the Cold War, he took the name Sergio, and Mr. Sid to not be bothered so much. But then we just let people know that that's really was his name, Sergey, and he liked the name Sergio, so he kept the name Sergio. You know, because he performed. Okay, Mr. Sid, just like our beloved royal relative Leon Wang, not his real name, Leon Rothschild, also Sergey. His not his real name, Mendez. Okay, so Lainey and Doda Ima Lainey and Doda Ima Nasika Lainey and Doda Ima Nasika Karen. You don't see them as really are, but so because you know who we are. So and they just because of the crime, what happened to them. And I was with them when they were murdered. There was a man that broke into our house, a Leah man, and we had a beautiful house there. As I said, and I guess because of the house and because they saw that we were rich, as I said, and Dad took care of us. Sometimes took care of me and my beloved Kamishi, took care of me and my beloved Kimuk sometimes too, because we inherited Brazil, Mr. Sid, and other things. So just like that too. And the man broke into our house and broke into and they were in the back. And Mr. Sid, and I just said, Lainey, Karen, and they came out. Lainey came out, and she said, it's always Lainey, it's always Karen. What is it now? But our beloved royal family told me, and I remember too that she had seen a little bit, and she was trying to get something so she could try to defend us, and the man shot her in the stomach. Our other relative, Karen, pretended to be asleep. It was awful. He said, pretend to be asleep, but he shot her in the stomach, and he shot her in the bed. And Mr. Sid, and so then our Uncle Dad, Sergio, he came in with other guards, and the man was shot. It was a Leah man that came and killed him. He was going to try to rape and kill me. He shot them, and he said he was going to rape and kill little girl. He liked little girls, but he said, but they broke down the door to come in. The man did try to lock it, but our family broke the door and came in and shot the man. And basically said the man died, but it was a Leah man. He talked a little bit. And make long story short, so we just went to she talked to me. And the one photograph you see is Photoshop, because you know it had to be in Prosperous Charles, Fake Mo, and Beyonce, and Madonna, Lord, there's all those people. And so we don't let you to you. Her voice is beautiful, isn't it? Okay, so she's the sister of Doda Ima Nasika Barbara. And so I remember, we want to let you know that that Lady Gaga person was sometimes played by Lord. There's a real Lady Gaga, lost her leg in eye in a car accident. She's still around, I guess, but because that's the one who cut my artery in Athens. The man wanted to take my remains to Lady Gaga. The man that cut my artery, I saw him eat it. So did all the guards when they were inside. They saw, and I had to get to the hospital. They said they cut my artery, and the dead in my leg. We showed you the staples in the Facebook of that. Okay, they said so. They had to take it out, and surgically they had to take it out. So that's it. And so I couldn't take it out. The woman is doing this for her child, so I had to take it out. We had to take it out surgically, and so we just let you that too. So I had to see how the baby got quiet. So the woman, sometimes there are bad people that do things like that, and so because they don't like us. And so, long story short, we love all the good babies and all the good people, but they don't understand that during the flood, there were babies that left too, and pregnant women, because they were bad. And there was only 8 people that survived, and found righteous. And all the good animals could only go, the bad animals could go, because there weren't bad animals, but the people hurt the animals, so they couldn't go, the ones that couldn't go. Okay, so now, they would try to do that now too, which is what they did. They took the animals and did things to them, mixed them with people. And this is incorrect. Okay, so now make long story short, so Lady Gaga had come to town in Greece, but there was a fake that always poses to her, and Laura Des used to play Lady Gaga too, aka Madonna, and so make long story short, so and her name was Stephanie. They just said that she called herself Stephanie. The other one's name was Stephanie, so I remember that. That's old. Okay, that's an old movie that was done because the real Lady Gaga had a car accident and they had to cut her out of the out of her vehicle. We told you that, and she liked to eat human flesh. Okay, I'm sorry for the distraction of the baby, but the woman escalated her baby on purpose, and it's wrong that people do that sometimes because people don't like us. So now there was a problem with the fact that our family members were murdered like that, and so they photoshopped one picture, and so but it's really not Lainey, and it's really just said they're really funny because they love me very much, and they always told me to people are weird and blah blah blah. They were Jewish, and to be a strong Jewish woman. And so Lady Gaga, aka Laura Des, will be well older than me and my beloved Commission Feet, and they have all these different things that, Madonna wanted to kill herself off and come back as Laura Des. Called me, you're a nigger. You would call me like things like that, and it's really old. And so Madonna actually was from World War II, and when I was kidnapped, they took me to the White House, and in Pastor's trials, Madonna together, aka Laura Des, and talked about how they were Nazis to their hearts. Bush and everybody there and everything, and they had planned to try to kill us and try to put a faggot rule all over the planet because Hitler was a homosexual, and so we just went to a fagula, and so this one the two. So and so we just went to. So I'm trying to make this really quickly so there's no more interference, but because people don't like us and I'm appalled that they teach their children bad things. That really makes me sick that they would teach babies bad things. It's not all right to be wrong. Okay, it's not a new norm. It's not acceptable. So we switch it to again. So now probably one of the people that does that. So so that's why it's Photoshop. But she looked like how you saw and how you could tell we're family because how our relative took the Beatles songs. Those are our family members. As I said, the Beatles were actually the nephews of Bubby, Queen Elizabeth, Doda Ima, Queen Elizabeth, Bubby. And so, as I said, this is so our relative, Sergio, our blood uncle, my adopted father, a rabbi, this is what it's to, and Jewish, and this is all of us are Jewish. Okay, and so the song day after they fool on a hill. Okay, so here come the other people are interfering, and we don't want that. So they're for the cursed people that try to hurt us because everybody hurt us is cursed, and God tells us to curse them. And they're cursed. For it's written in the Bible, for those who help us shall be blessed, and those who hurt us shall be cursed. Obviously, cursed, they're not going any place but away. So now, to make long story short, and they're nasty, and all they talk about is nothing. So that's how you can tell there's something wrong with them too. They're talking about it today. So now the song, the Fool on the Hill, she amplified her voice. If you listen to it, her voice is voiced over on top to make it stronger and longer in length. But it's my voice pattern that was patterned after, and that's why I can do it. She had me practice every day. They had me practice and practice. Don't smoke, blah, blah. It's going to be harder for you to do it. That's my identity, to identify who I am. I can do that because I practice and practice and practice with the growing vocal cord. She made me practice. All of our beloved Doda Emas and cousins and aunts made me practice. Nasika's mother, our aunt and mother and sister, Lainey, Doda Ema Nasika Lainey, and Doda Ema Nasika Karen, Doda Ema Nasika Doda Francis Malkuti the first. They have me practice. When my vocal cords were growing, that's how I could do it like that. So we just need to do it. It's also my identification. From what I understand, nobody can do that. And I listened to the recording. She showed me in the recording that even to make it long in the end, that her voice is overlapped, breaking it, and re-record it so it sounds like it's long. So I don't understand if you to hold a little kid that it was quite difficult. So that's my identification as well. Not to mention mashkinada. Okay, that's also, it is something, okay? And so we're telling you that this is a dance that we told you that was made, a wedding dance, a marriage dance for Noah's Ark time. We found other six people, for Sister Trinity, and we have writing for it. And so we just like to, it's a dance that the divorce rate is quite nothing, no divorce rate. Except for one couple we told you that we know about that did that anyway. Something that happened to her, but they still wanted to be married to us for eternity. She died, and then he died. That's it. So they come back. So that's what happened. Okay, so though we just looked at two. That's what happened to them. Now, to make a long story short, there's something else I wanted to tell you, and it's so much distraction up here. You hear the noise like that; it's like on purpose. I can't stand that noisy thing. Why do they need that? But so make a long story short, so basically that's what happened, and we want to tell you other things. That crooked lawyer, he's crooked. He erased that recording twice. So somebody erased it. Most likely the fake woman at the bank, along with it's an overlap recording. Like I make the video second, and I make the recording first, and then I record like I do, so you can hear. So they did something with that twice. We tried to show it to you. The crooked lawyer. When I told you he was harassing me when he thought I was asleep. I don't sleep like that. And I'm outside in front of our beloved Rothschild's banking house on the bench are tearing up, and they're taking the screws out of it. There's something wrong. They're going to try to collapse that bench. And we know it has the strange person that's not really real and ours on the inside. So that's being arrested. So the man, I remember I told everybody this before. The man threatened me. He said he didn't care who saw him. He was going to, I used the word try. He was going to do something to me, rape and kill me, and he didn't care who heard it. The crooked lawyer. I used the word try because they're not going to do anything to us that God will not allow, and God will not allow that. So we told you that. He told me that he was the one that dressed the Rebbitzin. I told you, my family, my blood skin feet, my blood family, wanted to tell you what it was like. And all the women know what I'm talking about in the place where I had to go. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm startled because it's like big eyes, like that wolf's eyes, but they were big and blue. As I said, and I'm like, that's not the Rebbitzin. Then I like cringe a little bit, and I said, well, maybe if I pretend like I don't notice it's a man, then maybe I can get out of here. The kids were making on. Then I realized that the children were outside and grown-ups too outside the door. And so it frightened me. Basically, I said, and I'm like, well, what can I do? I'll just pretend like I don't notice that it's a man, and I'll get out of here. But I was startled. So we just went to the two. And so the man, my dad said the man had seen me in a certain state, and the man would try to do stuff to me. Because I said, and the man had given that threat. And so Mr. said, and I told everybody, but he thought I was asleep, and I wasn't asleep. I just pretended I was asleep. And Mr. said, and so and he did up to his own father. His father told him his father was dying to think that he had done. He said, and his father said that God was, obviously God was telling him that his son had taken his life. He said he knew his son had done that to him, and also we just went to two. And so when the police came, the police knew that was his father. He tried to say it wasn't his father. He's just really criminal. The man went away. So did the woman. They took her, if it's a woman, and then they because what they did was they said, but that woman's been arrested. If it's a woman, she should have been arrested. As they said, and she's not our family. And so we just looked at two. Now a relative that was in the bed that was shot when she tried to pretend like she was. I saw it. She was like, she just tried to help rescue us. And she pretended to be asleep, and the man drugged me in there. He said, pretend to be asleep. I shot her in the stomach. She was I told you, Auntie Imasika, Barbara Streisand's sister. Okay, so that's why they sound similar. And she was Tony's mother, and Marco's mother. So we just looked at two. And so so we know that Lord Desiree Madonna is way older than us, and Lord Des actually a man that sometimes Madonna would try to get to propose her or it because they wanted to kill off the character of Madonna and come back as Lord Des. But you saw those really nasty pictures on the internet because they said that they put in my face so I could see. I don't look up things like that. I don't look at this. I'm like, that's okay, because they were actually pornographic stars, and I guess it was a character that she pretended to be sometimes. It's not even a she, but Madonna, aka Lord Des, when I was kidnapped, so there were Nazis to their hearts, and they tried to kill us, basically, along with Imposter Charles and fake. The Nazis didn't care about color; they just wanted people that hated us. They just went to it too. Now we have good people who are going to be helped here, but it's it. We want you to know that too, and a beautiful blessing that God gave to everyone. And so we wrote that so you can see it, and we're just trying to tell you these beautiful things. And everybody that's going to be is going to be, because that's it. That's what God was trying to say, and wanted me to make sure that we told you. And so it's going to be Shabbat later on today, and it's still Hag Zameh. Isn't that wonderful? Because we win. Me and my beloved our family people, the advance of the kingdom, and brothers keep last forever and destroyed. We live for eternity. Our kingdom lasts for eternity, and we're going to be. And so as God said, because our God keeps promises. So we just want to let our God is God. our God made heaven and earth, land and sea. And we're going to Bereshit soon, which talks about how God created heaven and earth. Because that's our God. Okay, so me and my beloved computer, our matrix of all Trinity, were quite happy. Our mothers, all of us, don't you ever let anybody try to steal your husband from you. Shabby is my husband for all eternity. Shabby's my husband. And everybody knows that they had tried to, it was a dwarf coming after us, Mr. Sid, because Madonna was kind of short. Mr. Sid, the original Madonna was a dwarf, a male dwarf. So just like that too. And way back, when they made comments when Madonna was at 83, they tell people it was 53. They did stuff like that, coming after us. When I was a little girl, and the angel said, because I knew something was wrong with that, and I hadn't seen these people. One time I was told not to ride on a tricycle, but I rode anyway, and I saw a dwarf, and I start running. But when I see things like that, I'm not trying to be rude. It would make me kind of like sick to my stomach. I guess we hadn't seen those things yet, and so basically when they start coming around, I guess God was letting me know how I was gonna feel and what you're gonna try to do. That was wrong. There's some people that are born and have a problem. It's not their fault that they did things, or that they purposely well, it's not their fault, but the Nazis made things. Hitler was the real Frankenstein. And so now, but other people that may have got hurt to learn things later, or may have been born a certain way to learn things later, how not to be. But the Nazis made a lot of things on purpose that were wrong. Okay, so now try to talk to you as soon as you can, and Shabbat Shalom when it comes, and hugs of Maya, because I have to get room for another tape, and I'm going to make another recording for you.